time to boycott all men. The 4B movement going viral after Trump's victory. 4B, that means no dating, no sex, no marriage, no kids. So a whole bunch of women are going to go off on their own and follow those virtues. I wonder if they've thought about that long term. Well, we're going to talk about it. Let's get into it. This topic has come up multiple times in the 9 a.m. premiere. Scorch, this one's for you. Time to boycott all men. The 4B movement going viral after Trump's victory. In the wake of the U.S. elections, American women have become increasingly wary of what Trump's policies could mean for their future. This anxiety has fueled a surge in the 4B movement. B is shorthand in Korean for no. 4B movement, a radical feminist stance from South Korea that advocates rejecting relationships with men. Donald Trump's divisive win in the U.S. presidential elections this week has left many American women fearful for their future. The Republican victory took place amid an unparalleled conservative rollback against women's rights, leaving many anxious about their already vulnerable personal autonomy and freedoms. In response, many women have rallied behind the 4B movement, a radical feminist initiative that rejects marriage, dating, childbirth, and having sex with men. This movement, inspired by a similar push in South Korea, has gained momentum on social media as an assertion of resistance. A viral post on X, formerly known as Twitter, proclaimed, "Ladies, we need to start considering the 4B movement like the women in South Korea and give America a severely sharp birth rate decline. No marriage, no childbirth, no dating men, no sex with men. We need to let these men have the last laugh. We can't let these men have the last laugh. We need to bite back." Garnering 20 million views and nearly 500,000 likes in 48 hours. All right. What about the non-feminist women who are pouring into our country, looking to have babies, looking to have relationships, love men, are dating men, are marrying men? They're not going to go look at this and go, "Oh yeah, this is the best thing ever. No marriage, no childbirth, no dating men, no sex." They're going to say, "No siree, we're not buying that stuff at all. We're going to keep on it going." And so then the birth rate of conservatives, whatever you want to call this movement here, anti-4B ladies and their men, are going to be reproducing. They're going to be procreating, creating more of these folks. Whereas if you go off by yourself and no sex, no children, no just, a bunch of ladies off on the side, you're just going to die. And there's going to be no mention in the future of your movement because you don't have the ability to procreate, to have children like we're meant to. But that's a small detail. Don't worry about that detail. It's just not that. It's not that big of a deal. Anyway, carry on with your movement. TikTok followed suit with several videos advocating 4B reaching millions of views. Girls, it's time to boycott all men. You lost your rights, and they lost the right to hit raw. Well, all right. Hitting raw means no birth control, no condom, essentially. It just means raw dogging it, right? Okay, so maybe we should start there. The 4B movement starts now, said one creator. His video was viewed 3.6 million times. Okay, so you've got a choice to let them hit raw. They've got a choice to wear a condom. You could do other forms of birth control. I don't know if you know that this is out there. You could take a pill. I mean, hit up your gynecologist and they'll give you a number of different options. Some of the ladies in my life have the little thing and the little implant in their arm. Others have, you hate to go there, but like IUDs and stuff. Those are options, right? And even then, you don't have to, you don't have to make these decisions. Well, do we hit raw tonight or not? And even if you do, there's this thing called the Plan B. I don't know if you've heard about that. So there's a lot of options that you could take that would, are within your rights as a woman to basically go down those roads without needing an abortion. These are all pre-abortion options. But okay, let's say we've blown past that and you still really need to get an abortion. you're still going to be able to. There's still going to be states, a state near you. I mean, only 20 of them out of 50 here in the continental U.S. went down that road and said, hey, no, we're putting restrictions on it. So there's going to be a state near you. And you know what? If you're in a state where you can't get help, there's a state out there nearby that's going to be able to say, come on over. We'll get rid of your baby. We'll take care of it. One notable protest featured a woman shaving her head on camera with the caption, "4B, delete apps, cancel your wedding, get your tubes tied." Now, none of the women in my life are running out to follow this advice. Maybe some are in yours. I don't know, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the ladies that are thinking this is a good idea, you probably don't have a boyfriend. You're probably not in a relationship that involves sex. You're probably not already getting married. You probably don't have a guy in your life. So this is a perfect option because you're already doing it. Getting your tubes tied, I would say, you know what? Just maybe hold off, because as we get older, we change our mind and, things come up, and that tubes tied thing, that's a tricky one to unwind, right? And what I find interesting is we've actually talked in the morning at the 9 a.m. premiere. We've talked about the video of the woman shaving her head. Apparently, video currently unavailable. She took that down. Cut off my hair, and now I'm bald, and no guy wants me. Sudden surge in interest has pushed 4B movement to become one of the top searched terms on Google, with over 500,000 searches in the past 2 days alone. All I can say is, ladies, good luck with that. I mean, I don't want to live in a world without women. I just don't. That's not a thing. That's just not even something. So if there are issues, hey, maybe, I don't know, communication, work it out, sort it out. And we're not talking, wild, crazy stuff. It's just, that you're never going to hear a dude say, you know what, guys, I've been thinking, no sex with women, no dating women. Let's just all go off into an island and we'll just, we'll think about, you know what I mean? And it's just not a thing. So, yeah. All right. From South Korea to the U.S., short for 4 No's, the 4B movement advocates the rejection of marriage, dating, childbirth, and sex with men as a response to 𝗪𝗥𝗘𝗠𝗜𝗨, misogyny, and gender violence. So it's a pushback. So on our private channel, reasonabletv.com, we've got content there that for some reason or another, maybe it's a storyline, maybe it's violence, maybe it's drugs, maybe it's a keyword that we can't, post on other networks. We have it there. And so that's, it's behind a firewall, right? The firewall is $3.99 a month, less than the cup of 1 cup of coffee. I know I keep saying that. You can join free for 14 days. If that's your thing, check it out. Thanks in advance. The movement originated in South Korea, bolstered by the Me Too movement in opposition to the pervasive issue of illegal filming of women. Okay, illegal filming of women. I'm not down with that. Why would you do that? I watched Taylor Swift walking down. She was inside of a concert venue, like in the back, there's just this labyrinth of tunnels and stuff. She was walking along and there was some photographers there, and some of them were sitting down, and and her crew came along and said, stand up, stand up, stand up. And it's so they couldn't shoot an upskirt of her. I mean, I get that. I mean, that's not good. I mean, no woman wants to be walking around with a skirt on and have somebody film them. Not cool. 𝗥𝗘𝗠𝗜𝗨𝗠, the editor of Radish magazine and a 4B advocate, explained Radish magazine. All right. Okay. I'm probably not going to check that out. However, if you want to, feel free. Korean women work so hard to look good. American women do too. There's pressure. Australian women from England. It's how you attract a member of the opposite sex. Men do the same thing. I got to go to the gym. Got to stop drinking beer. This sucks. There's pressure to have long hair, wear makeup at work, be a certain weight, follow the latest fashion trends, and change hairstyles. 4B movement is essentially about refusing to make an effort to look good so as not to be an object of sexual desire. Let me read that one again here for you. The 4B movement is essentially about refusing to make an effort to look good so as not to be an object of sexual desire. Okay. All right. You're gonna obtain your goals right off the bat. I gotta tell you, you're gonna get there. I mean, this is a plan. This is a plan that's gonna work, right? I mean, there is some, right. How about this one? We got this one. We got PBS. No sex, no dating, no marriage, no children. Interest grows in 4B movement to swear off men. I mean, this just sounds terrible, right? Here's 𝗪𝗧𝗪 Thomas, 21, a artist in Georgia. Young men expect sex, but they also want us to not be able to have access to abortion. Across the board, I don't think that is true. There's a lot of young men that actually want to have families as well. And there's a lot of young men that actually want to do something called family planning. And maybe that means you go get some condoms, some birth control, whatever, and then you have sex. But I'm not going to tell you how to run your life. They can't have both. Young women don't want to be able to intimate with men who don't fight for women's rights. It's showing that they don't respect us. That is not entirely correct. It's just not correct. It's not correct. And, and if your response is no more men, no sex, then good luck with that. The concept of a sex strike is not new. The ancient Greek play, Lysistrata, boy, I butchered that, highlights women swearing off sex to protest the Peloponnesian War. All right. In South Korea, the 4B movement took root at a time when the country was undergoing its own reckoning with gender violence and equality issues. It's a country with one of the widest wage gaps in the world. All right. So you're going to take something that started in another country and apply it to our country where those issues aren't really, that prevalent. Okay. All right. In the United States, there's growing ideological divide between young men and women. Women aged 18 to 30 are 30% more liberal than men of the same age. And that couldn't have been more prevalent in the last election we had. I have those issues going on in my life where some of the young ladies are like, I can't believe you voted for Trump. Yeah, we don't even get there, right? They just know. I recently got one of those shirts where, on the back, it has Trump with the sunglasses, the color of the American flag, and it's a blue shirt, and he's going like this, and it says, you missed. Yeah, probably not going to be able to wear that at Thanksgiving. Got to be honest. It's a great shirt, though. You missed. So women are 30% more liberal, and there's a lot of women that were pro-Trump as well. But way more young ladies that are in relationships with men who are closet Trump supporters. That is a real thing. That's a real thing. So, the ladies don't like Trump. I get that. I mean, he's an old white guy that has some ideals and, he's been convicted of some stuff where in a civil court, mind you, and they point at that and go, doesn't like women. Okay. He loves women. He had 3 wives. He loves women. Some experts point to the 2018 Me Too movement as the key trigger in the rise of feminist values. The key thing I just keep coming back to is, how's that going to work out for you? I mean, how's that? What's going to happen there? How's that going to go? I mean, so the 4B movement came about because 4B movement reemerged in South Korea around 2015 or 2016 per Judy Han, an assistant professor in gender studies at the University of California, LA, mostly popular among young women in their 20s. She described it as a fringe offshoot of Me Too. In 2016, a woman was brutally killed near a Seoul subway station. The perpetrator reportedly said he killed her because he felt ignored by women. Do you remember that? I mean, horrible. Not that he felt ignored by women, but that he killed somebody in response to that. I mean, not good. I mean, that means you've got some real disconnect here. And I hate to say it, but I think a lot of the computer stuff and phone and, online, guys can basically live on their own without much interaction with women now. I mean, they got porn 10 ways from Sunday. And there just isn't this, hey, you got to get with the lady. It's not there. And so the dudes are choosing to spend time with their bros, and they're not developing the skills they need to actually get into a relationship, a healthy relationship with a woman, and maybe procreate down the road and, create that whole family thing and be able to hold a family together. They're not developing those skills. And the young ladies are saying they're not developing the skills. You're seeing that en masse. How about this? Let's watch this video. This is a funny video.
Are you conservative or liberal?
Probably very liberal.
Probably very liberal.
Compared to,
Compared to what?
Most Americans, yeah.
Oh, yeah? How old are you?
30 years old.
And how long have you been a liberal?
Probably 5 to 6 years, maybe.
And you were a conservative prior to becoming a liberal?
Very much.
And what made you become a liberal?
I got a little older, a little smarter.
Oh,
you grew out of it, yeah.
And you were tired of being a man?
I was tired of being an idiot, but...
So you woke up one day, you know what? I'm tired of being a man. I want to be a liberal.
I think there are plenty of men that are liberals.
Not real men.
You really think so?
Men who are liberals are betas.
What I would say there is not all men that are liberals are betas. Not all men that are Democrats are betas. But they tend to swing that direction more than a conservative man or more than a Republican man. That's fair. This is news for reasonable people. This isn't news for ridiculous people. So, you know what? I'm not going to read. So ending on that note, the 4B movement, I'll keep an eye out for it for you, but I don't really think that's going anywhere. And for anybody considering joining the 4B movement, good luck out there. All right. That's it for me on this one. Thanks so much for being here. We'll catch up in the next one. Bye for now.